Here at the FTTH conference in Valencia, I'm joined by Alexandre Fonseca, the CEO of Altice in Portugal. Alexandre, thanks for talking to us today. Now, Portugal has a great reputation for really leading the way to some extent with fibre, and with you guys, it's not just the big cities, is it?
No, it's true. Well, in fact, we have announced back in 2015 our massive rollout of optical fiber throughout the country, that by 2020 we are estimating that we would reach close to 100% of the population. And this plan is already well underway and it's been successful. We have just crossed the 4.1 million homes passed mark in the beginning of 2018. So it's going okay. But it's true, what you said is that there's also a social impact perspective in our rollout. This means that we have put aside a part of our investment to dedicate in the rollout of rural areas. We do believe that children in these rural areas have the same right and the same opportunities of children in the big cities, in the big urban areas. And to do that today, it's fundamental for these children to have access to the new era, the new generation of communication devices. So for us, it's critical that we also provide this ultra-wideband connectivity, this fiber connectivity to these urban, non-urban areas and rural areas. And this is in fact a part also of our strategy, because we have decided this year that we want to continue to be the driving force of the Portuguese economy, but also in the center of the social responsibility of everything that goes on in the country. And this fiber rollout is also an important part with this example that we are providing. We are now present in, I would say, most of the municipalities in the country, including the islands of Madeira and Azores, which are ultra-peripheral areas, and we are deploying optical fiber there as well.
That's fantastic. And as well as this commitment to the installation and the services, there's a lot of innovation in there as well.
Yes, it is. We have laid down in Portugal in 2015, as soon as Altice acquired Portugal Telecom, we have set down in Portugal our research and development facilities for the whole group. Today, not in Lisbon, again in a that big urban area in Aveiro, which is a city 300 kilometers north of Lisbon, we have set down our labs, Altice labs as they're called, where 700 engineers are developing, manufacturing new solutions. Between them, we can find new optical fiber solutions. So innovation and this optical fiber deployment in the country go hand in hand, because we do believe that our ability to influence the technology roadmap of the deployment is one of the cornerstones of our success. So innovation is measured for us in the involvement of these Altice labs in the optical fiber rollout, but also it's measured in the new solutions that we provide that can help this rollout in the non-rural areas that I've just spoken to you before. Because sometimes it's not easy for a massive rollout to get to a city with 2,000 inhabitants or 1,000 inhabitants. And innovation is also being able to, on a profitable way, to continue to invest and to roll out fiber on these small cities as well.
And in turn, I guess that leads to possibly new services and solutions that have not been able to be available before.
Absolutely. I would highlight two different perspectives. One, it's the retail perspective, our residential customers' perspective, that we know for a fact that when, I would say, wider broadband gets to the home of the customers start to change their usage patterns, they start to use more bandwidth, and with that they become, I would say, more demanding in terms of services. And furthermore, we know that customers don't want anymore the prêt-à-porter, the one-size-fits-all. They want a tailor-made solution. And what we are doing is we are changing a little bit the way we bundle products to provide to residential customers, which nowadays is one-size-fits-all, let's be honest. We are changing this into a tailor-made approach as well, taking advantage of the wider connectivity that they have at home. The second perspective is the public services perspective. It's very important for a country like Portugal, which is one of the smallest countries in Europe and with the lowest GDPs, one of the lowest GDPs in Europe as well. It's fundamental for us that services, public services like education or healthcare, can also be modernized and digitalized. And to digitalize the healthcare or the education system, you need to have connectivities in schools, in health centers, in hospitals, etc. And this is also a way that we are trying to change the way we provide products and services to these public services to allow them to become digital, and by doing this to improve again the efficiency of our economy, either local or either global.
Well, it sounds like you're making major progress. Thank you very much for sharing that with us.
Thank you very much for the invitation, and it's a pleasure to share our experiences with you always. Thank you very much.
So Altice Portugal using fibre and innovation to bring brand new products and services right across the country.